from the front, and I'm gonna go. Yes. So just go around.
There you go. There you go.
This is their
Yep.
first one.
So just keep
So
moving.
I think they're talking about more, but who knows?
And they put it on a volunteer truck, so it's brave.
Firefighter?
No.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Here's your minute.
So you're in charge of it.
Oh, here's your minute.
I'm holding a lot of weight.
You want to try it? Oh, I know I did.
So that increase and that decrease.
Yeah, you just got it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. People don't realize because a lot of times we're holding it.
But some of your holes are bigger.
Yeah, you can get a lot.
Holy jumping.
For the demonstrations, we have some of the smaller nozzles, so like you can get a lot more. Usually 2 people.
So I guess this is up to that product.
It's a big one. Like, so that's really pulling the hose. So like you're hand back, hold it tight. You kind of lock
In the
it in
back.
your hip. Lean into it. Yeah. I'm gonna let you do it. I gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, go ahead and lean into it. Hold it. See? There you go. When you're ready for it.
That place is.
There you go.
This is serious. Serious being a firefighter.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you. Right. Here we are again one more time, and we're looking at some of the fire trucks and everything. So let's talk a little. So let's pretend that this is a hole of water, and this would be the truck that would suck water from out of an ocean and put this water into this tanker. Okay, so this would be a pump that took it outside and put it inside there. So you can see here, this would be like they're drawing water from the ocean. Can you see that? That would be them drawing water from the ocean, because you can see it's a large pool. So them drawing water from the ocean and bringing it into this truck, feeding the truck, so the truck could actually feed the water to its building or whatever that need to be done. So you can see there, it is a real thing. So this would be just like it's coming from the ocean.
Same idea.
So same idea coming from the ocean or from wherever you can pull up the water from.
Yeah.
And it
So
goes.
if you're in Bermuda and you're pulling draft out of the water, then that's where they would.
So it pull it out from there. So when it send it into the machine,
Yeah.
so it send it into the machine there.
Yeah.
Yes, and then from there it would disperse
From the discharge.
from the discharges.
Yes.
Wow, and that would now what goes into the hose to go to the fire.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much. Now, another thing, how much pound of pressure comes out of these things? In the sense of,
Depends on the length. Right?
Oh.
If you're running a longer hose, you're gonna need more pressure, right?
oh,
If you're just using a 50-foot
okay,
hose,
yes,
depends on the nozzle.
Right.
The nozzle's 50 psi nozzle.
yes,
You only need 50 psi to get the full action out of it. But depending on the length,
yes.
if you have like 150 or 200 foot length, you're gonna need about 150 psi to feed that 50 psi nozzle, because by the time it gets to the end of the hose, it'd be
For the
50
power,
PSI.
for the fire to push that heavy,
Yeah,
that
push
high.
the water. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Now I got to ask you about that one there. That one there that's a water reservoir up top,
Yes.
right?
It's a 3,000 gallon.
3,000
Yeah.
gallon.
Gallon. So 5,000 liters.
That's a heavy truck.
Yes.
That's a very heavy truck.
Yeah.
And does it need? I notice a light on the side there. Is that what show you how much water is in it?
Yeah. It's got half a tank left because half the tank's here.
Oh, is it leaking out here? I see. Appreciate. All right, guys, so you can see here. So let's go around and take a look at that truck over there as we talk about. So as you can see here, this is a truck that we're talking about. And that's a tanker up there. Okay, you can see there, that's a tanker up top there. And it's pulling water. So just like any tank there. And which shows here again the control and everything. There we are. You can see exactly as we talk about. Yeah, there it is. And of course, so there we can see, as he was talking about, how much able to show how much of the pressure of the water. It show how much water is in it and how much water is not there. Absolutely amazing. Just a beautiful, that's a beautiful machine. So as we're talking about some of the other machines, let me step over this. Oh, let me see if I can step over here. All right. Oh, I think it's doing some suctions.
Hose charging.
So it's releasing the water back out.
Just circulating.
Oh, it's circulating it.
Back
So that's sucking it in and that is releasing it out. Absolutely amazing. And this is, as you can see, what's happening here. So these trucks are not just your typical, they're capable of doing a lot of stuff, as you notice. They all have connections everywhere. I want to go around to some of the other vehicle. Okay. You can see, as we talk about there, the nozzles, just the same way. Unbelievable. I mean, these trucks are not just typical things, right? Now, again, there are some of the trucks here. Same way. I said, you know, this industry of firefighters, I do believe that, you know, we do need to. I always say, when you hear or heard a fire truck coming down the road, get out of the way. These people are trained to do serious stuff, and we need to learn how to. When you're hearing the siren of a fire truck, get out of the way. Let them go and save life. Let them go and save life. They actually risk their own life to save lives. Okay, so the machine I wanted to talk about is this one over here. Is this one. And yesterday I couldn't explain it because I didn't have the knowledge of what it was. So this particular machine, I could not explain it. As you can see, this is the water rescue. That means because there's water on the ocean too, which is at a boat caught on fire or problem out in the there, you know, rescue boat. But this here, I could not explain it. I was looking for information there from Quebec. You can see how much power that this thing requires, because it's a power, that's a power generator. So you can see it's a massive thing with a massive fan, like an engine fan. But I just could not figure out what it is. Now I'm keeping a lot of you in suspense that you could see if you could figure out what it is. Now, when I got to understand what it is now, then I go, wow, okay. So this baby is capable of pushing out a whole ton of foam. So now this unit would only now make sense for an airplane or a massive equipment like a gasoline tanker on fire. This can release a certain amount of, in a couple of seconds, of foam to cover a whole plane. Just imagine the size of a plane, and this is capable, that's what it's for, to release foam and to cover an airplane that is on fire, or a gas tanker. Definitely. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is so imagine that this thing, that so those nozzles, I guess those are the nozzles that would release the foam, and it would hook up to the foam container. It would hook up to the foam container, and everything that it could be released and foam, and that one shot I understood can cover a whole plane to put out a fire or to deflame fire or anything. Isn't that something? One shot, I guess. That's how powerful it is and everything. All right. So again, I repeat to you, when you're hearing a fire siren coming down the road, whether it's a fire, ambulance, doesn't matter what it is, get out of the way and let these people go and do the job, what they are trained to save life. You're listening to your good friend Errol, coming back to you live from this fire event here. Hope that you get some message. Hope that you get what I'm talking about. Hope that I can save somebody's life with this simple video. Again, firefighters at their best. Amazing, these machines, eh? Look at that. Absolutely amazing, these machines. These are all brand new, by the way. Absolutely amazing, these machines. Of course, I have my badge here, just to let you know. Absolutely amazing, these machines. Look at them. Look at the leather and these things. Amazing. Look at these machines. You probably have never seen these many fire trucks in one particular place. Look at that. So amazing. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Very good. Is this from this truck?
Yeah. This is the ladder system.
Oh, so it can
on top of the
tilt
truck.
down.
Yeah, it's a ladder.
Yeah, so it's, but it tilt, I didn't know it tilt down.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It can keep going down. So if you're on the side of a highway and
Yes.
there's a car accident in the ditch below, you can go all the way down below the truck to go get people.
So it's not just raised high, it's raised below, goes.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. Now, I got to ask this.
Yeah.
What maybe 4 individual can hold inside here? Well,
Yeah, so this one's got 1,000-pound load limit.
right.
So three firefighters with other equipment.
Got it.
Usually you'll use 2 firefighters,
Yes.
1 or 2 in here.
And in extension, in the sense of 100 feet?
100 feet.
100 feet. Both up or down. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And again, I would assume because of the hose, it also carry water pressure.
Yeah, so this one has a pump and a small water tank. So when you show up on a scene,
You have enough
you
water.
have a little bit of water to get started while the guys are hooking up to the hydrant.
So water is in this tank. It has a tank capability.
So you can see the pump right there.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. So let me ask you. So most of those that always have that there is
Yeah.
particular for the pump.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that's the fire pump.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amount of load of the truck with it fully loaded, water, and the weight of the weight of this. How?
Alex, 54,000 pounds?
Yes, with
GVW?
yeah, on the
Fully
rear,
loaded?
over in the rear. Yeah, 54 on the rear. No, sorry, 52 with the T3.
Yeah, right.
It's 52.
And then 20 up front or 22.
24.
TAC 4, 24. Yeah, so 70,000 pounds.
70,000. Wow. Because you're talking about human body, which is men,
Equipment.
equipment.
Water,
Oh God, that's
water,
that's right.
tank, and then the truck itself weighs.
The truck itself.
But there's a lot of room for.
Oh, okay.
These guys are going to put a lot of equipment.
Yes.
All right, Chief.
So it carry a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, it's made to carry a lot of equipment.
Yes. Yes. Thanks so much, eh?
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Much appreciated. Wow. So amazing, these beauty. Look at them. So as I was showing you, you can see the heavy metal things here as we talk about. So amazing. Look at that. You probably have not seen that many fire trucks. The capability of these, what these things are capable to do. So this one, I can notice that this fire truck is capable. You can see here, the pump, here, a lot of control actually go there, then X drop here. Isn't that amazing? These things are, I'm just going through very fast. London, by the way, this one is London, because they're from all over. Look at levers, engine one, of course, so you can see how high this thing is. That's the other one, okay? You've seen a lot of these things, and I always say to you, when you see a fire truck coming down the road, respect, get out of the way. These vehicles are built, equipped to save life. Unbelievable. Built to save life. When you hear these sounds, get out of the way. They're built to save life.
Good.
Wow. I'm just giving you a fast loop around so you can see. I guess you've never seen these many trucks in one place, and so I'm just going through rather fast so you can get an idea of the safety, equipment, the jaw of life. I believe that's the one, the jaw of life there. Oh my God, when these have to be used, it's serious. The jaw of life. Guys who are speeders, who love to speed, oh my God, cut it out. Because if they have to put the jaw of life, how you doing, brother? If they have to put the jaw of life, look at that, okay? Look at that. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Slow down, Mr. Genius, slow down. Okay, the jaw of life. Don't let, and by the way, you may not get hurt, but somebody else could. Okay? Oh my heavens. I hope that somebody's getting the message here today. Okay? I hope somebody is getting the message here today. Okay? Emergency vehicle. These people need fully to be respected for saving lives. These are the equipment that save life. These are the kind of equipment that save life. They're showing you, okay?
So you guys sell just all equipment?
No, again, I move around a lot of, look, okay? You can see the firefighters equipment, the air tank, okay? I can't show you everything. It would take a lot to show you everything. I can't. Okay? But these equipment are not made just for a joke. They are built to save life. Again, when you see these equipment here, these equipment, now many of these have not been on the road yet, so these are all new brand machines. Look at that one. There has an antenna up there, light antenna, power antenna. When you hear these vehicles coming, get out of the way, let them do their work, let them do their job. Many of them, sometimes you have been there where they're coming down the road and people are not learning what to do when it comes on to emergency vehicle. It's trying to figure out what to do. Should they go left? Should they go right? Ladies and gentlemen, the longer it takes you to get out of the way, somebody's life is at risk. The longer it takes you to get out of the way, somebody's life is at risk. The longer it takes you to get out of the way, somebody's life is at risk. Again, Errol coming to you live here from this beautiful event here. Of course, you can see, sorry, my badge is on my finger. My badge is here and everything. Look, people are saving lives. They are put their life on the line to save life. Let them save life, and God bless these people who vow to do the job, what they are doing each and every day. God bless them so much. God bless them so much. God bless them so much indeed. From the front, and I'm gonna go. Yes, yes. So just go around.
There you go. There you
This is
go.
their
Yep.
first one.
So just keep
So
moving.
I think they're talking about more, but who knows?
And they put it on a volunteer truck, so it's brave.
Firefighter?
No.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Please zoom in.
So you're in charge.
Oh, please zoom out.
Feel that? I'm holding a lot of weight.
You want to try it?
You should try it.
Oh, I know how to do it.
So that increase and that decrease.
And then, yeah, you can cut it.
Wow, that's what I'm kidding.
Yeah. People don't realize because a lot of times we're holding it for you.
But some of your holes are bigger than
Yeah, it can get a lot further.
Holy jumping.
For the demonstrations, we have some of the smaller nozzles, so like you can get a lot more. Usually two people.
So I guess this is up to that product.
It's like, so that's really pulling the hose. So like you're stand back, hold it tight. You kind of lock
In the
it
back.
in your hip. Lean into it. I'm gonna let you judge. I gotta keep an eye on it. Yeah, go ahead and lean into it. Hold it. See? There you go. When you're ready for
Yeah, that place is.
This is tough.
There you go.
This is serious. Serious being a firefighter.
yeah.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you. All right, indeed, Errol is back at you again. Trust that you're doing very well for day two. And here's what's happened. Yesterday, I explained to you, again, your good friend Errol, let me say this. Yesterday, I explained to you about the firefighter event. And no, this is not just the firefighter event, it's the top industry within the firefighting force. I spoke with you about the jobs of firefighters and the job of first responder. I always, from time to time, I always say, let us pray for the firefighters, let us pray for the first responders. Now, in this case today, it's generally mainly firefighters, but more or less the industry of firefighting. But then again, it is a high area of first responders. As a matter of fact, sometimes if you call police, you will find that you will find most of the time three areas. Fire truck shows up, ambulance shows up, and police shows up. As a matter of fact, many times, even the fire department shows up before the police. Okay, So I'm always talking about first responder. Everybody knows that I'm always talking about let's pray for them because of their job is never easy, never ever easy, and never seems to get easier. Um, which is important. I also mentioned yesterday about some of the equipment. Now I'm around some of the most beautiful vehicle that you could think of within the fire industry, the fire force. Am I saying that right? The fire department industry and everything. I did explain a little about one of the machine yesterday that I saw, and I wanted to get a little bit more knowledge about this machine. And then by inquiring, I got the knowledge. I'm going to show that to you. But so this is all here. It's all fire. I'm going to take you outside so you can see it. So this is definitely fire department focus. As a matter of fact, behind me, you're probably able to see many of the machines over there and everything. But I always talk a lot about, I always speak a lot about, the fire department. I always talk about first responder. I always talk about their job and their duty, what they're all about, what it's all about. As I was saying, so I always talk about the job of firefighting, the responsibility of firefighter. They put their life on the line every time. And, this week, I'm definitely surrounded by them this week. I'm definitely surrounded by them this week. And I want to talk a little bit more about some of the things in which you and I need to know. I'm going to show you, I've shown you some of the machines already, some of the kind of vehicle that's here that the fire department use. I've spoken with more chief than you could ever talk about fire chiefs and so on, and with a lot of explanation of many of the things. I've also spoken to a lot of firefighters' spouse, who many of them, now when I say spouse, because the industry is very large, it's not just male firefighters, but you'd be amazed of how many female firefighters. As a matter of fact, I learned something that was very, very much, it was really encouraging when I heard the story why so many female firefighters is a part of the industry, and which is unbelievable, applaudable. So this industry is not men who risk their life as first responders, but both male and female. It's a highly respected industry, which is the fire department. As a matter of fact, if a community open today, any community open, it's a must that there is a school in that community. There's a must that there's a hospital within that community. And very, very important, you're going to see a fire station. So, I got to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. It is so amazing how many fire incidents happen every year in homes, in businesses, in residents, in all kind of stuff. And a lot of those also happen to be kitchen fire and stuff. So why I mention about kitchen fire, other fires, smoking and all of those and everything. But why I mention about that, I'm definitely going to show you. There's a fire truck that it's doing its flashing there. I'm probably going to show it to you in a minute. I don't want my camera to move, but I'll show it to you there in a couple of minutes. I'm actually wanting to show it to you. So if you notice some lights flashing, is because if you notice some lights flashing, is because of that. You probably saw my a little glimpse. No, I don't want to change position right now. However, it's important. Oh yes, back to the thing. I believe every home need to get what you call fire prevention safety education. Now I know firefighters frequent go to schools and do their stuff, but I don't think we really appreciate and talk as much about fire. There is a lot of, I know there's a week called Fire Prevention Week, but I believe the word fire prevention should be every hour, every day. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter which country you live in, doesn't matter which city you live in. I actually talk a lot about the fire incident, that forest fire. I got so much knowledge about what caused forest fire. Um, I got so much knowledge about what caused how home fires start and home industry fires start. I get knowledge of those connection to buildings, what they're all about. Where it said fire department, whatever only, or so on. Ladies and gentlemen, but I'll be honest with you. I believe every industry should actually get fire knowledge, firefighters knowledge. And if this video can save somebody's life or save somebody, because every I have witnessed so many different fire over the years, whether it's an apartment fire, whether it's a condominium fire, whether it's an automobile fire, you name it. It is, and I don't think the world or the industry or families, many of these people that you see going by, all behind me, they're all firefighters, by the way, way up there in the industry of firefighting. So there's no movement here that is not firefighters and everything. So it's that's what it's all about. But what I want to say, both here and everywhere, but what I want to say to you is, so that machine that I was wondering about yesterday, that machine that I was wondering about, I'm going to take you outside and show it to you. And I learned what it's all about because I couldn't explain it yesterday, but I got the knowledge on it today. The other thing, grease fire. Grease fire, let me just watch your head a bit as you go by, okay? All right, thank you so much. All right, there's some firefighters there and everything. All right, so one of the things that I try to do, grease fire. You know, so many people has absolutely no knowledge of how to deal with grease fire, kitchen fire. And I learned today, an individual first respond when it comes on to grease fire is that our kitchen fire, let's say grease fire, the first thing that would come to their mind is throw water. Well, I spoke to a few fire chiefs today, and it's the worst possible thing you could ever do to grease fire and throw water, because water, what I learned is that water actually just move the grease around and let the fire become wider, more spread. Okay, so good morning. So again, like I said, one of the things that I honestly believe, I really believe that people's life would be saved if they just have a lot more knowledge of fire prevention, because a fire could start even in a home. And again, like I said, if a stove or whatever fire took place, the most logical thing that people are going to come to their mind is throw water on grease. I learned it doesn't work. It just makes it more dangerous. And I do have a video that I was able to get. I can't tell you all of the detail. And I want to show you of a real McCoy later on how dangerous it is when water mix with grease. Okay, so very dangerous. So that's why we talk about it's supposed to be foam or that powder thing. That remind me how important it is for us to actually have a fire extinguisher in our home. 90% of the home only will have a water extinguisher, as far as I'm concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just say this to anybody, invest into a these are all firefighters, as I mentioned to you. Very important, I would suggest to each and every one of you, dress into a not dress into have a fire extinguisher at home. Doesn't matter what it is. Do have a fire extinguisher at home. Have a fire extinguisher in your home, and it could save you some serious life, save some life, and save some. So let me take you outside now and show you that machine I was talking about and explain to you what it's all about, okay? All right, you listen to your good friend Errol coming to you live from, of course, fire department, fires chief event and so on. I met so many chiefs from all over Canada. Okay, all over Canada for days now, all across Canada. Oh my God, You know what I mean? What amazing to get such. By the way, these people are dedicated to their industry. Let's keep praying for them. Let not just. And I told you yesterday, when you're hearing a siren of a fire truck or ambulance coming down the road, please, ladies and gentlemen, learn the way to get out. Another thing I'm going to encourage you: watch any videos, YouTube videos about fire and grease. Okay, fire and grease, because I don't think a lot of people knows enough about it, and probably some of the fire that got out of hand could have done less without if the family have known these skills. You listen to your good friend Errol. Let's go outside and take a look at some of these machines again. All right, thank you.